Okay, so now I'm back for chapter 17, part 2. This will be for Roland's path. So this is the time wherein we need to actually decide which path to choose. Okay. Once again, House Wolford stands before three diverging paths. The time has come to lay their visions bare before the skills and make their greatest decision yet. The star is approaching a turning point. It is recommended that you save your current progress. No. Okay.
You are certain Hyzante's army marches for the Grand Norzelian mines?
There is no doubt. They've heard word of the crystals.
It was only a matter of time. We knew this.
Aesfrost's army gathers at Twinsgate as well.
War's breaking out over this thing, and we've got to be ready.
How will Glenbrook respond, King Roland?
There's no need to prepare for war. I have decided that we will surrender the salt crystals to the holy state of Hyzante.
What?
Furthermore, I hereby declare that the kingdom of Glenbrook and its people shall submit to the goddess and her teachings. There is no way to bring happiness to all Norzelia with the salt crystals, which is why I have chosen a path that will allow the greatest number of people to live in equality and harmony.
How could you? Do you not see that Hyzante's dominion over Norzelia's salt is why we are in conflict already? Is the suffering of the Roselle not proof enough that the goddess's vaunted equality is a lie?
She speaks the truth, my king. Handing over the salt crystals is tantamount to giving Hyzante's goddess free reign of Norzelia. Will you so readily surrender the realm to the Hierophant?
I acknowledge the abdication of my kingdom and kingship alike. A small price to pay in my eyes, in exchange for the security and prosperity of the many.
And the sacrifice of the Roselle, is that a small price to you?
It is.
How could you say such a thing to my face?
I, for one, oppose. I would prefer to ally with Aesfrost and strike back at Hyzante. The salt deposits within the mines give us the leverage we need to convince Gustadolf to join us.
Ally with Aesfrost? You dare suggest we ally with the man who murdered my father?
I see no reason why we should not. You proposed abdicating the throne for the sake of the kingdom and its people. So you should have no trouble putting aside your own feelings and judging this matter dispassionately.
I cannot believe my own ears. I will not have you lecture me on feelings when it is not your father he murdered.
None of you can see beyond your own grievances. It's no wonder my people have suffered for generations. We're told to believe in the goddess, while our own lives are thrown away to make a few more grains of your precious salt. And now, even with proof that the goddess is a lie, you would watch us dig our own graves for your comfort.
Lady Frederica, please. We shall speak of the Roselle in due time.
No, I've heard that before. Your due time is never, and I will not have you cast us aside for another 3 decades or more. All else is in disarray. If Hyzante seizes the salt crystals, we forfeit the best opportunity in decades to free my people. We know the truth. We must act upon it. We must be a light in the darkness.
We cannot afford to dilute our forces when the enemy marches on us as we speak.
So we are a distraction to you?
I am merely being rational. Liberating the Roselle would be extremely dangerous. We cannot take such a risk. Suppose we succeed. How do you propose we fend off the fury Hyzante will rain down upon us?
Aesfrost would pounce on us, sensing weakness at the undue burden we've taken upon ourselves.
Precisely. We would be without allies and ripe for the taking.
There is another way.
And what, pray tell, would that be?
We set out alongside the Roselle in search of Centralia.
Centralia is a myth.
The legends of my people are true.
I care not one whit if they are. I will hear no talk of forsaking the Wolfort domain.
Silence! I have heard enough to know where each of you stand. Do you all hold the courage of your own convictions?
I do.
Nothing I've heard here has swayed me.
I feel the same.
Very well. But know that a choice must be made. There can only be one way forward. Face the scales of conviction and prepare to make peace with the outcome.
The vote we take today may well open a rift between us. Nevertheless, it must proceed, and I am prepared to accept its outcome. You are, but the others are not. So right now, I'm going to stand with Roland. Okay. Don't think that I can actually go out. So let's see. Let's do utility. Lord Chanoa, I cannot help but feel that our greatest battle lies ahead, regardless of which path you choose. I know that this may not be the best time to say so, but my wife gave birth to our first child not a few days ago. That's so sad. We must pull together if we are to emerge victorious. I ask that you see us through this final battle. So, for this one, I actually don't care about the baby. Yes, sir. Your words have swayed me. I will give everything I have and more for House Wolfort. I will make my family proud, I swear it. Thank you, Lord Cernoa. It is an honor to call you my lord. Yeesh. To think King Roland, Lady Frederica, and Sir Benedict's convictions would diverge so greatly after all this time. Just between you and me, Lord Cernoa, what do you make of their plans? I think Roland tends to put his personal feelings aside to bring peace and equality to everyone. But I don't think so. Even so, could that not be accomplished by his powers as king alone? Even if it were for the sake of the people, I think offering up the kingdom itself to be too great a price to pay. Between his duties as king, his own abilities, and his indelible grudges, Roland has long struggled to find balance between ideals and reality. And at the end of all his deliberation, he has decided that our kingdom is a befitting price to pay for a divine boon. Everyone's choices are deeply rooted in their convictions. It makes me wonder if they'll be able to abide by this guest's decision. Lord Cernoa, it will fall to you to lead everyone down the right path. Of course, I wish for all of us to walk astride the same path as we always have. Okay, time to convince 4 of you to be with me. Let's go for Gila first.
What do you need?
Each path before us demands a great sacrifice in exchange for a great reward. I'm sure King Roland, Benedict, and Frederica have agonized over their proposals.
Well,
So now, must we agonize over our own decisions? Stand with Roland? So you agree with King Roland. After we vote so bitterly to reclaim that which is ours. What needs you to give it away so freely? I actually don't like Roland's idea, but I need this route. While I understand that it must have taken tremendous resolve to forfeit the kingdom for the sake of the people, there is one thing quite bare, which is that King Roland's hatred for Aesfrost runs quite deep, too deep perhaps. So pray tell, what persuaded you to take his side? He speaks truth. Quality under the goddess is more stable than Aesfrost's insistence that we fight for scraps. We know too little about the Snail's true power. It would be unwise to fight a battle in which we rely on the unknown. Let's see. I'm comforted to hear that you share my concerns about the weapon.
Well, what if...
It is no lie if Kustadov is willing to believe it will lead him to victory. Rather, I worry that it is not yet complete. Even if it were, I agree with you. We have no assurances as to its power.
Well...
Moreover, Hyzante has a new weapon of its own. It stores of Elfric. A weapon every bit of as unrefined as the Death Snail, and yet I cannot deny its power. Precisely. As a mage myself, I can only imagine what secrets it hides. So I agree that antagonizing Hyzante is unwise, given the undeniable power of Elfric. What then will you do once we submit to Hyzante's rule? Defeat Aesfrost and unite Norzelia in the name of the goddess. Work to change the holy state from within. Huh. Let's try this one.
Well, what
So
if...
you'll give King Roland the revenge he so desires. That may come to pass, yes. Though I would posit that our true goal is the unification of Norzelia for the benefit of the people. A goal that must be realized if we are to hand over the domain and the soul crystals. So we fight to the last, in the name of peace, unity, and equality.
But...
Very well, this is your will, and I see there's little sense in opposing it. Okay, she's with us. Anna.
Lord Saranoa.
Benedict and King Roland would march us to war. Frederica would see Hyzante hunt us for all eternity. Perhaps our vision is not so different. So it's come to this. Ally with the one-time opponent, or flee with the Horzel.
However,
Bold proposals. Oh, our tactics must be flawless. Stand with Roland. Tell me one thing, my lord. King Roland aims to unify Gladbrook with promises of peace for the masses. Peace he will achieve by submitting to Hyzante and destroying Aesfrost. How do you find his proposal? Said it yourself, unifying. Strategically sound. The time to topple Aesfrost is now. Yeah.
in that case...
Agreed. And with the soul crystals in our possession, there may be no better opportunity. Waiting only gives them more time to prepare the Death Snail. So, do you not wonder if this is merely King Roland's enacting revenge? I take him at his word when he says he wants happiness for the masses. So I am sure a hatred for Gustadov still burns deep within his breast.
Then...
As is fitting. His Majesty is only human, after all. Thank you, I appreciate your honesty. I pray that you do not err in the execution of your grand strategy. Listen to your thoughts. Okay, let's go to Hewitt.
However,
Here we stand after a bitter fight to reclaim the crown city, only for the king to speak of forsaking it. As his subject, it is my duty to follow his decree, and yet, my lord, the choice before us feels immense. I am utterly adrift. Pray, tell me how you see the proposals from King Roland and the others. I need your guidance. Okay, I stand with Roland. So if you've cast your lot with King Roland, are you certain the surrender of the kingdom is the answer? Hyzante is a formidable nation with both Elfric and the goddess's shield at their disposal. We can ill afford to make an enemy of them. Roland is prepared to give up the throne in order to protect his people, and we should honor his resolve.
No.
Wow. I have no intention of doing otherwise. I stand by my king, as I always have. He's done so much. He fought with every last fiber of his being to drive Aesfrost from our shores and reclaim the throne. He then saved Cordelia from the clutches. But now he surrender us all to the Hierophant. And for what? I'm sorry, what?
However,
My head follows its logic well, but my heart cannot. Suppose we do submit to Hyzante, my lord, what will become of us? Aesfrost thus starved of salt. We'll be forced to sue for peace. We'll have the chance to avert war. I expect Hyzante will employ us as the first line of attack against Aesfrost in the fight to unify Norzelia. See
in
this.
which case...
Yes, I imagine you're right. We would be tasked with breaking their ranks, that Hyzante might strike Aesfrost down. Is it not enough that we lay the kingdom at their feet? Must we also give our lives for Hyzante? Not for Hyzante, Juet, for Norzelia. Roland wishes to unite the continent under the goddess, that we may save countless lives and bring peace to these lands. I see the wisdom in his vision, and offer my sword in the fight for Norzelia's people. For Norzelia's people. Farewell, you both are enamored with a grand vision of the future.
Then,
Perhaps it is time I took a broader view myself. Here's indifferent plea. Ooh, she doesn't like it.
Aye, lad.
Our sweat and blood fed this land, built it to a proper domain. I see no reason why we should surrender it all to Hyzante. Lady Frederica, while I sympathize, asks that we risk everything for the sake of the result.
Here's what I think.
Benedict's got the right of it, I reckon, but even that doesn't quite quiet the nagging feeling I get every time I think about our options. Stunned with no. Roland. You agree with me, Roland? What are you thinking, lad? Standoff has taken too much from all of us. His greed cannot continue unchecked. Roland nearly tore himself apart to arrive at this decision, and I stand with my dear friend. You hear no argument from me. Christos a lousy cur. I haven't forgotten all the blood he spilled. King Ragnar, the crown prince, to say nothing of taking the crown city from us. He set this painful chapter into motion, and I reckon he's not what pushed King Roland to want to ally with Hyzante. He had his reasons, ending Hyzante's salt monopoly and espousing freedom among them. But he has disturbed the peace of Glenbrook, indeed all Norzelia for too long. So it's revenge you're after.
And so?
Why didn't you say you were carrying out the royal family's revenge from the start? That much as I can understand. I'm sure you'll see it done, if it's the last thing you do as a lord of a high house. Rather this indeed thought, so... I think Hewitt is the only one who doesn't like our vote.
It is time to cast our votes. The opinions before us are many. Roland's, Frederica's, Benedict's. Which to choose? Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Okay, she's with me, that's nice.
You have my vote.
Okay, Anna's with me.
I have faith in you.
Ooh, decided what is what's best for King Roland and all of us. And us all.
I'm with you.
My mind's all made up. You've got my vote, lad. Okay, so we go with Roland.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
Stand with Roland. Actually, I don't like this route because of it's too lame. I'm not sure. Reclaim the Grand Book just to submit it to Hyzante.
The way forward is decided. We will stand by Roland, bend the knee to Hyzante, and unify Norzelia.
If Grief's compassion move. Okay, so that's it for this part. So, see you in another. Bye.